right, back in the DigiBug after a day off. Mobile Studio, the DigiBug 2. This one needs the starter. I've got the starter, but I need an opportunity to where I can take it down. It's still starting. Sometimes it doesn't start, but it's been starting, so I'm gonna leave it alone for now. The other one, the other one needs some other stuff. Anyway, I don't want to talk about car stuff. Today is February 9th, 2023. Had a pretty good birthday. It was a couple days ago. Kind of took yesterday off. Had a lot going on, moving around, running around. Didn't really have time to make a video. So there's so much news that keeps coming out. It's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. It's hard to keep up. All the conspiracy theorists, all the people that have the conspiracy theories, the big joke is, we're running out of conspiracy theories because they're all coming true. Kind of true. Seymour Hersh. I don't know if you know who he is. Seymour Hersh is a Pulitzer Prize winning writer, journalist. I guess he's a journalist. Yeah, I mean, he's a journalist. He, you might remember the Abu Ghraib problem that we had over in Iraq, and the wars in the desert. Misusing or mistreating prisoners, dressing them up in the hat, the famous image of the black hat, reverse Klansman hat, you know, the black pointed cap, and just the things electrifying prisoners' private parts, doing all kinds of nasty things to prisoners. U.S. forces doing this. And they were held accountable, some of them. But it was kind of a top-down practice to where it was kind of let go. You had some dark people in charge at the time, and but it got exposed. And a guy named Seymour Hersh was, you know, a guy that kind of broke that story, part of that story, getting that out. There is another story he's breaking, and it's about the Nord Stream pipelines. There's Nord Stream 1 and 2, delivers natural gas to mainland Europe from Russia. Goes underwater, the ocean, I think it's like 260 feet down, something like that. Got these big pipelines that transport the natural gas. Well, they blew up last year. Very suspicious. Why would that happen? You think, okay, Russia did it. Oh, Russia did it because why? They wanted to cut their own throats and cut off their gas supplies to Europe. No, that doesn't make sense. The U.S. did it. It was the U.S. Why would the U.S. do it? Does that make any sense? All their NATO allies and all the European allies, you're going to put them in a position to where they're not able to get natural gas before the winter time when they need the heat? Why would the U.S. do that? Doesn't make sense, does it? Well, according to Seymour Hersh, that's exactly what happened. And it went all the way to the White House for approval. And it was even discussed blowing these pipelines up before Russia invaded Ukraine. Very interesting. Why would that be? Why would there be a plan to blow up pipelines going from Russia to Europe before Russia even invaded Ukraine? Just throwing that out there. Well, according to Seymour Hersh, the plan was, hey, we're going to cripple Russia. And we're going to do it at the expense of our allies. And we're going to get them on board. Why would they do that? I mean, if you're Germany, you got to be thinking, hey, I need natural gas from Russia, which they do. We're going to cut it off. Well, I'm sure there were assurances, hey, it's going to be fine. The U.S. is going to take care of it. We'll make sure you get the energy that you need. Okay? And you need to make sure you send some troops into Ukraine when there's a war. Send some armaments, let's say. Troops aren't there. Well, they kind of are, but they're not. That's the next phase of the war. We got to put boots on the ground. So the U.S., according to Seymour Hersh, blew up the pipelines from Russia to Europe, destroying that supply chain of natural gas. Okay? Then you go back and you think, okay, we've got a pipeline coming from Canada down through the United States, That got shut down right away in this administration, presidential administration. We've had a lot of incidents with lumber mills when lumber was spiking, causing it to spike. Recently, we've seen the issues with chickens. 100,000 chickens died, another 75,000 chickens died, fires. We've seen fires in manufacturing plants, storage facilities. We've seen fires in critical supply chain areas, refineries catching on fire. Seems like more so than ever. And you think, maybe someone's trying to sabotage the supply chain, Never know. That's a conspiracy theory. Come on, get real. Nobody would do that. Well, maybe it's forces within our government doing this. Now, come on, get real. Quit being a conspiracy theorist. Mulder. Come on, Mulder. I want to believe. But the truth is out there. X-Files. Why would that even happen? No one would do that to their own country and cripple their own supply chains. That would harm the people. Why would that happen? Well, why would the pipeline get blown up? Then you find out who did it. Then you see all these other coincidental disruptions. Could it be the same players, same actors in this movie, doing the same thing, causing the people more pain? Why would they inflict pain? Why would they do this? Why would you cut off somebody's supplies? Things that they need. Well, maybe you want to put them in a position where they come begging to you and they need you and they cry for help. Maybe you want to put them in an enslaved situation, a situation where they are desperate. And then you can offer a solution. See, that's what they do. It's called problem, action, solution. Hegelian dialectic is what it is. Hegel's, I can't remember, it's Friedrich, or I can't remember the first name. That was the whole theory. Create a problem, then you get a reaction. Oh my gosh. Then you come up with a solution. See, we're in an all-out war here. What's the solution going to be, I guess? You've created the problems. You've disrupted the supply chains. You're costing people more money. See, all this does is you've got a system to where they're trying to defend it. It's dying. It's a failed economic system. So what they're doing right now is defending the dollar at all costs. Now, it's not necessarily the purchasing power of the dollar. It's the control that the dollar has. They want you to be a slave. See, they used to do it with oil, to where they forced you to purchase oil, which is the lifeblood of the world. I mean, that's the energy of the world. It's the blood. They forced you, vampires want the blood. They forced you to pay in US dollars for that oil, no matter what country. And so that created an artificial need for the US dollar. It wasn't a free market deciding, not at all. It was the U.S. military saying that if you don't take the dollar, we're going to come blow up your place. We're going to make you pound sand, baby. Make it a sheet of glass. Hoorah! Come on, America. Hey, who's saying you're going to take euros for oil? Ha! That terrorist with weapons of mass destruction? We're going to go take him out. And we did. I should say they did. They being the vampires. So they took him out. Gaddafi, hey, we're going to, create this wonderful, flourishing Africa. I'm going to be someone who, goes on a gold standard. We're going to make free education. And we're going to, elevate Africa. Nope. Take him out. Take all the gold. Okay. Vampires. They don't like competition, the vampires. Russia, hey, Russia's got all this oil, it's got all this natural gas. Europe's a little too dependent on them. Let's break that tie. Let's try and cripple Russia. They're too independent. We got to take them down. They don't follow orders. They're rogue. They don't fit into this new world order system. It's a problem. They can't be energy independent and be able to provide energy to the world and get paid in whatever they want, like gold. Bitcoin, name it. When you got the goods, you can name your price. They don't have to take dollars. Well, that's unacceptable. We can't have that. We got to fix this. Let's cripple them. Cripple them. Let's incite some war in Ukraine. Yeah, 2014, Victoria Nuland. I think it was Victoria Nuland. The Obama administration. Look what went on there. Look at the puppet government that was put in place in Ukraine, which is now continued. It's nothing but a satellite state of the American empire. That's all it is. It's on the outpost. Outpost of the empire. We'll use that to really poke that Russian bear. We'll start some stuff. We'll start moving troops on the border, violating, agreements that we've made, and have NATO encroach a little bit. And, we'll see if we can set something off in Ukraine, deplete the Russian resources a little bit, get them fighting again. Maybe we can escalate the war, get it to a point where we can go full frontal assault. Take Russia down. Cannot have an independent rogue state like Russia. Not part of the plan. So we'll do whatever we can. Make sure everybody understands how evil they are. Very bad. They interfere in elections. Hack things. Oh yeah, that's probably the next thing. There was an outage yesterday. So you kind of get to the point. Moving on. I'm not going to harp on that too much. But you got to open your eyes, if they're not open, and realize what's really going on. We had a president, it seems, according to Seymour Hersh in the article, a president who gave the go-ahead to blow up pipelines that deliver energy from Russia to mainland Europe. Why would you do that? So it seems that's what happened. But that's what they want. They want total control. But let's blame Russia for some other things. We just had some outages. We had this weather balloon, surveillance balloon, whatever the heck it was, fly over. Now, we've been spied on. That's kind of a paper bull, let's call it. What teeth did that thing really have? No, if it was just a dry run to figure out if they could deliver an EMP, which is probably part of the plan. But we've been surveilled and spied on, all the time. We just realize that. Everywhere you go, and they've got cameras and casinos. TikTok just paid my daughter, $167. Why? Because they face scanned her. Then they probably stored it. I don't know what the settlement actually was. So she filled it out. She got her settlement check, $167. For your privacy, we'll give you, for stealing your privacy, your face recognition, all that. We'll give you $167. So she just got that. So you see, we're being surveilled through everything that we do. TikTok, all the apps that we have on our phones, this Black Mirror device that we've got in front of us that I'm talking into right now, this ritualistic thing, Black Mirror. See, we're being watched everywhere we go. Face scans everywhere. Go to a casino, walk in, face scan. They were doing that at the local casino, and I never go, but I went with friends, and this was like early 2000s. And basically get your face scanned. So when you come back in, you don't show an ID. They scan your face, and boom, they know who you are, log you in, log you out, timestamp everything. They know where you are. They can track you in the casino. They have identified you. And they're doing this everywhere. We got cameras everywhere. And I fought this early on, our representative back in when they're rolling out this surveillance state after the 9/11 false flag that was carried out. We're going to fund all these cameras. We need to watch. We need to make sure this never happens again. Oh, we got to put cameras everywhere on every street, every street light, everywhere. We need cameras. Surveil people so we can find those terrorists. Meanwhile, you've got a plane that hits the Pentagon, and we get one camera, like from a parking lot camera. A camera, it's a Pentagon. They've got cameras everywhere. Now, we need more cameras, though. So in the instance where you've got the cameras, they don't release the footage because it doesn't serve their narrative. And the little snippet of footage that they released, which, I mean, it's obvious that you see something going straight, barely above the ground. A plane could never fly that low and go. I mean, a plane's coming down to the Pentagon like this. Boom. No. And on the video, it's like this. Straight into it. It's a missile. Rocket. It's a missile. It was shot. It's obvious. No plane wreckage, just, BS. Anyway, go do the research on that. Oh, and then look into Building 7. A lot of people don't realize, you had 2 Twin Towers fall at the World Trade Center, but you had another one, Building 7, WTC 7. That fell down. Just fell down. Plane didn't hit it. What happened? And what was in it? What records were destroyed? And you got to think, it came down at a controlled demolition. How long does it take to set up a controlled demolition? Could you do it the same day? Because that's what would have had to be done. Same day when you've got all this chaos, you've got buildings falling, they were able to go in there and set all the controlled demolition devices and pop, 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 bring it down that day? I don't think that's possible, is it? Some kind of miracle. Anyway, it happened. Why did it happen? Look up Larry Silverstein. See, they control everything. They want to control the narrative, and they want to completely surveil you while they're not being watched. They're vampires who want your energy, and they're afraid of you. Otherwise, they wouldn't do these things. They're afraid of the population. They're afraid of so many people actually waking up. And once they wake up, look out. It's all over. It's game over, baby. You see testimony in Congress right now. The social media executives are getting grilled, which they should be. They need to go to prison. They're traitors. And the thing is, they were working with the FBI, working with government agencies to actively censor people, censor fully, duly elected Congress people. Your representatives couldn't have a voice on Twitter. Weren't able to say, what they wanted. You've got companies deciding what's right, what's wrong, what's truth, what's fiction. You've got companies. You've got people, don't have any medical degrees, deciding what should be allowed to be posted during a pandemic. See, the narrative is to get you to make a bad decision for yourself. They want you to voluntarily, basically commit suicide. They want you to voluntarily give your soul over. They want you to voluntarily opt into a vampire casino. And they do that through misinformation, disinformation, omission of truth. It's just what they do. And now you find it out, but guess what? It's too late for a lot of people. They made bad decisions based on, what they saw. What they saw from supposedly trusted sources. But it comes out now they weren't really that trusted. They were just biased. They just had a political agenda. And they were just, kind of going along with whatever they were told to do or asked to do. And they were complicit. Completely complicit. See, in Nuremberg, we had a trial after World War II. And it wasn't good enough that soldiers were just following orders. Just following orders. They told me what to do. I line them up, bing, 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 I put them in the ditch. Just following orders. Okay. Well, that didn't fly. It's not going to fly again. They're afraid of the people understanding what the truth is. And the truth is horrific. How far down the rabbit hole do you want to go is really what it comes down to. How dark do you want to get? And it's at all levels of society. It's at government, it's in big tech companies, it's anywhere that money gravitates. Everywhere that money gravitates. Where there's pockets of wealth, that's where the corruption is. That's it. That's where it is. Hollywood, all the money, the magnet, the money and the phoniness and the Hollywood, the magic stick, let's cast spells. That's all they do. You look at where the money is. You look at Washington, D.C. District of Corruption. They create the money out of nothing. Fed notes out of nothing. They can just create it. Magic trick. See, we've all just been tricked through spells, through magic. That's really what's happening. And they use the programming, the programs on the television. They do it through social media by not making certain things show up in your feed, not making it available, unsearchable, hard to find the truth. All you hear is, hey, this is what needs to happen. Get in line. Take it. Do your part for humanity, for the public. Be a good citizen. It's the right thing to do. Meanwhile, none of it was cleared. It was all emergency use. See, they had a loophole. They said that since it's just so devastating out there and it's so deadly, and we've got to just rush this through to save people. Let's see, they get you to volunteer into something to where they remain, off the hook. You volunteered, you knew. I mean, we told you it wasn't FDA approved. It's emergency use. You kind of made the decision. Well, I was going to lose my job. Well, you really technically weren't going to lose it, but, and all the court cases have said, no, it's not right. You can't fire people over that. It's their decision. But at the time, you felt like the information you were given was, telling you that you should do it. And so you did it. And now there are so many people who are saying they have problems ongoing. We've got a congressman yesterday, Nancy Mace, who said she's damaged. She's got asthma from taking the prick in the arm once or twice. I think it was twice. And she's not been the same. Her life has been altered, physically altered. And what's she going to do about it? Well, you kind of took it on your own volition. Kind of your own fault. That's the attitude. See, they want you to opt into all this stuff. They want to convince you and cast a spell on you and make your mind think that this is what I need to do. Everybody else is doing it. I really should do this. You know what? If the majority of people are doing something, you shouldn't do it. Just a Westwood rule. Go the other direction. In fact, run in the other direction. Be a contrarian. I'm a contrarian. I shouldn't say you be a contrarian. I'm just saying what kind of works for me. If everybody else is doing something, I immediately question it. I am just, no. When the majority is doing something, I naturally gravitate to the other way. That's just my nature. I don't want to be a follower. I don't trust the herd. That's usually a good way to live. It's worked for me. Because I see when the majority is all buying into something, and when there's a narrative being pushed as if everybody's doing it, I don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Because I understand democracy's not good. It's like our founding fathers. 51% of the people can enslave 49% of the people. The majority is dangerous. That's why you have a republic, a representative republic that has checks and balances. We're not a democracy, okay? Democracies are very dangerous. People get whipped up into a frenzy. We saw it the last 3 years. You're whipped up into a frenzy. Oh, you're bad. You need to get thrown in jail. You need to, Gene Simmons, you need to arrest these people. Oh, everybody needs to have the prick. Sean Penn, these horrible people. All these Hollywood jokers coming out, convincing you need to get it. Do the right thing. And if you don't, you're a criminal. You're bad. You're killing people. That's what they said. It's safe and effective. It is? It doesn't seem to be. Go the other direction. Don't believe any of these people. Again, the corruption follows the money. It's a broken system. If they can create as much money as they want, and they've got control of the money, they can blow up pipelines. They can burn chicken farms. They can burn mills. They can start forest fires. They've got the resources to do anything. They can maybe direct an earthquake to occur. They can control weather. Maybe steer a hurricane. What's real? When you've got the resources to create all of these things, unlimited, I mean, all these UFOs in the sky, what are they? Oh, maybe just, aircraft that we've created with, trillions of dollars and we're not telling anybody about. Unlimited money creates unlimited corruption. And we have got a system, something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Just like Hamlet. Got a rotten king at the top, it seethes. Rotten government at the top, it seethes through society. It's just like a body with the bad head. It just starts rotting the whole system. Just fills it up. Bad energy. Vampires. And they want it all. And they're going to control everything. They're going to control every agency and put their people in charge of everything. Superintendent of schools, control him, we'll take care of the rest of it. See, it doesn't have to be everybody who's corrupt. Most people aren't corrupt. It just takes people in key positions. Hey, put that general there. Put that guy in charge. Make that guy, leader of the Senate. Speaker of the House. Let's get the right people in there. Key positions of power to where they can stop anything from bubbling to the surface. They control the purse strings, who gets elected in elections. Let's not get this guy elected in the primary. Let's throw money at this guy or that gal. It's all control. When you have unlimited money, you can control everything. And then it's just a matter of, okay, if enough people don't wake up and see the corruption, and if they're just barely getting by and, they don't have time to really think about this stuff and figure out how to take action, then, we'll just win by attrition. This ain't going to live forever. But our system will continue. That's why they don't care who the president is. Hopefully they can get a corrupt guy in there, and then they can really grease the wheels. Let's start wars and fund it and have trafficking everywhere. All kinds of trafficking. Yeah, I saw the human trafficking one of the cartels in Mexico. I just saw Representative Matt Gaetz was in a little hearing meeting a few days ago, I think, and the leader of, I think, the Heritage Foundation actually said that this cartel in Mexico was making $500 million a year on human trafficking. I mean, real people, women, children, using them for unspeakable things. And then you got to think, who are the customers? Probably people in Washington, huh? I'm not going to say which Washington, but yeah, probably those kind of people. But they were making $500 million a year on human trafficking, this cartel. They're now making, I think he said, $12 billion a year because the border's wide open. Why wouldn't you close the border if you care about your people? If you care about the rights of women? Well, why would you blow up a pipeline? Same thing. Come to the same conclusion. It's a war on you. They are vampires, and they want all your energy. And they're going to abuse you in the process and take everything they can from you, make as much money off of you, steal all your energy. They want to control it all. They want to convince you that they're doing good things for humanity. Better stop believing it. Better really start taking a hard look. Find out how to opt out of that system. You got to realize it's corrupt first. But then you think, oh my God, I've got to get out of this. I've got to flee the vampire casino. I've got to run. Where do I go? How do I get out? What do I do? I don't care. I need everything out of it. I don't want any money in the bank. I don't want retirement. I want it out. I don't care if I take a hit. I'm getting out. I can't live this way. I can't morally, ethically, my soul, my spirit can't take it. I've got to get out. You see vampires everywhere. You put the glasses on. Oh, they live. You put the glasses on. You're like, oh my God, I see them. I see it now. I can see the light. The light of Litecoin. That's one option. Litecoin. Money outside their system. Money outside the vampire casino. Silver. Money outside the vampire casino. Sovereign money that they can't control. Once you have it, they can't control it. Find ways to free yourself from it so you're not dependent on it, so that it doesn't affect you and that you don't go begging to them like they want. Because they'll give it to you at first, but then they'll whittle it away, they'll take it away, give you a little bit less, a little bit less, a little bit less. They're just going to keep you on life support as long as they can to take as much energy as they can from you. And they'll do it through the food, they'll do it through the medicine, the water, everything they do. Through the weather. Everything they do is just to keep you kicking long enough to extract every ounce of blood from you. And when there's nothing left, you no longer serve a purpose. That's what a vampire does. And you got a lot of them running it. It's a vampire casino. You're in it. Find a way. Find an exit door. Find a way out. Take your energy out of it. What is energy? Money is energy. Everything you do, everything you save, everything you create, that's your energy being transformed into something else. Take those assets, that energy, whatever form it's in, and find a way out. Hopefully some of this resonates with you. Go do some research on some of this stuff. Fact check me. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. And when you do, when you finally have that eye-opening moment of, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't support this. I can't live this way. I can't live blindly and just, believe everything they say anymore, because it's all a lie. It's all an illusion. I've been under a spell. And you got to forgive yourself. I know you're like, oh my God, look at the things I've done and participated in and didn't know what was happening. And it's just so dark and I didn't know they were doing this. It's all my fault. No, it's not. They deceived you. But once you know, then you're deceiving yourself. Once you know what's going on and you've got some of that truth, and if you continue to participate in that vampire casino, then it's your fault. Then you are contributing to it. Then you should feel guilty. But once you know, man, there's no turning back. I mean, just figure it out. Find an exit. All right, trust yourselves in this thing. You really do. You need to look inside deep and you need to understand what you're all about. And you need to make a decision. Am I going to support this? Am I going to continue? Going to live under this illusion? Be manipulated? Allow myself to be deceived? Or am I stronger than that? Am I not going to let these weak people, these vampires that don't exist, unless I give them my energy? Well, guess what? I'm pulling the plug. Wither and die. Light of truth, burn them. Gone. Your decision, your life. Everything starts with you. Look inward. Know who you are. Trust yourself. Love you all. Really do. Know what you're about. Trust yourself. All right. Have a wonderful day. Tomorrow's Friday. Happy hour, baby. All right. You're strong enough to do this. Don't let the vampires take your energy. Exit that casino. Do it by trusting yourself. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Can't speak today. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking your energy to watch this.